Once in the US, Einstein dedicated himself to a strict discipline of academic study. He would spend no time on maintaining his dress and image. He considered these things inessential and meant less time for his research. Einstein was notoriously absent-minded. In his youth, he once left his suitcase at a friend's house. His friend's parents told Einstein's parents that young man will never amount to anything because he can't remember anything. Although a bit of a loner and happy in his own company, he had a good sense of humor. On January 3, 1943, Einstein received a letter from a girl who was having difficulties with mathematics in her studies. Einstein consoled her when he wrote in reply to her letter, "Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you that mine are still greater." Einstein professed belief in a God who reveals himself in the harmony of all being. But he followed no established religion. His view of God sought to establish a harmony between science and religion. Science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind. Einstein, Science and Religion, 1941. Politics of Einstein. Einstein described himself as a Zionist socialist. He did support the State of Israel, but became concerned about the narrow nationalism of the new state. In 1952, he was offered the position as President of Israel, but he declined, saying he had neither the natural ability nor the experience to deal with human beings. "I am deeply moved by the offer from our State of Israel, and at once saddened and ashamed that I cannot accept it." Albert Einstein was involved in many civil rights movements, such as the American Campaign to End Lynching. He joined the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, and considered racism America's worst disease. But he also spoke highly of the meritocracy in American society and the value of being able to speak freely. On the outbreak of war in 1939, Einstein wrote to President Roosevelt about the prospect of Germany developing an atomic bomb. He warned Roosevelt that the Germans were working on a bomb with a devastating potential. Roosevelt heeded his advice and started the Manhattan Project to develop the U.S. atom bomb. But after the war ended, Einstein reverted to his pacifist views. Einstein said after the war, "Had I known that the Germans would not succeed in producing an atomic bomb, I would not have lifted a finger." Newsweek, the 10th of March 1947. In the post-war McCarthyite era, Einstein was scrutinized closely for potential communist links. He wrote an article in favor of socialism. Why socialism? He criticized capitalism and suggested a democratic, socialist alternative. He was also a strong critic of the arms race. Einstein remarked, "I do not know how the Third World War will be fought, but I can tell you what they will use in the fourth: rocks." Einstein was fated as a scientist, but he was a polymath with interests in many fields. In particular, he loved music. He wrote that, if he had not been a scientist, he would have been a musician. Einstein played the violin to a high standard. "I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I get most joy in life out of music." Einstein died in 1955. At his request, his brain and vital organs were removed for scientific study.